To cause to become red or rosy, especially in the face due to health, embarrassment, or excitement. To cleanse thoroughly or rapidly, especially with a flow of water or other fluid.
लाल होना, बहाना, चेहरा लाल करना या पानी बहाना.
Now, let us proceed to evaluate the options for this question. Which word aligns most closely with the stated definition? Flush. Engender. Corroborate. Tractable. Now the correct answer is flush.
Flush as verb.
लाल होना, बहाना, चेहरा लाल करना या पानी बहाना.
To cause to become red or rosy, especially in the face due to health, embarrassment, or excitement. To cleanse thoroughly or rapidly, especially with a flow of water or other fluid.
Synonym of
Flush.
Blush, redden, turn go pink, turn go red, turn go crimson.
Antonym of
Flush.
Pale, rough, penniless, uneven, poor.
Here is the word family of flush, as a noun flush, as a verb flush, as an adjective flushed.
He flushed the toilet after using it. The doctor instructed her to flush the wound with warm water. She flushed her cheeks with embarrassment when he complimented her. The police flushed the suspects out of the building. He flushed the radiator to clear out the old coolant.
common collocation of
Flush.
Flush-faced. Definition: having a reddened or flushed face, often due to embarrassment, exertion, or heat. Examples: after running a marathon, he was flush-faced and out of breath. Flush with pride. Definition: feeling a deep sense of pride or satisfaction. Examples: as he watched his daughter receive her award, he was flush with pride. Flush of anger. Definition: a sudden, intense feeling of anger or rage. Examples: the insult caused a flush of anger to surge through her. Flush with cash. Definition: having a lot of money or being in a financially comfortable situation. Examples: after winning the lottery, he was flush with cash. Flush of excitement. Definition: a sudden surge of excitement or exhilaration. Examples: the team celebrated their victory with a flush of excitement and high fives.
Next question. Capable of being easily controlled or managed. Easily led, taught, or influenced.
आज्ञाकारी, आसानी से नियंत्रित किया जा सके.
We shall now review the options for this question. Which of these words most accurately matches the given definition? Flummox. Tractable. Eradicate. Truncate. Now the correct answer is tractable.
Tractable as verb.
आज्ञाकारी, आसानी से नियंत्रित किया जा सके.
Capable of being easily controlled or managed. Easily led, taught, or influenced.
Synonym of
Tractable.
Polemica, dledik, ispisimisvi, tebianam, henam bageg.
Antonym of
Tractable.
Here is the word family of tractable, as a noun tractability, as an adjective tractable, as an adverb tractably.
The student was tractable and open to new ideas. The employee was very tractable and did everything though. The dog was very tractable and obeyed every command. The new employee was very tractable and responded well to constructive feedback. The horse trainer worked hard to make the wild stallion more tractable.
Collocation of
Tractable,
Tractable material. Definition: a material or substance that is easy to work with, shape, or manipulate. Examples: the clay used by the sculptor was highly tractable, allowing for intricate details in the artwork. Tractable child. Definition: a child who is cooperative, obedient, and easy to manage or guide. Examples: the teacher appreciated having tractable children in her classroom as they followed instructions and participated actively. Tractable animal. Definition: an animal that is easily trained, responsive to commands, or manageable. Examples: the dog trainer worked with tractable animals, teaching them tricks and obedience skills. Tractable patient. Definition: a patient who is compliant, cooperative, and receptive to medical advice or treatment. Examples: the doctor praised the tractable patient for diligently following the prescribed medication and lifestyle recommendations. Tractable problem. Definition: a problem or issue that is easily understood, addressed, or resolved. Examples: the team was relieved to have a tractable problem to solve, as it had clear solutions and manageable complexities.
Next question. A distribution, especially of resources or benefits. An arrangement or order for a particular situation.
विशेष अनुमति, नियमों से अलग दी गई छूट.
Let us now turn our attention to the options. Which of these words best fulfills the criteria of the presented definition? Incense, dispensation, pillory, hamstring. Now the correct answer is dispensation.
Dispensation as noun.
विशेष अनुमति, नियमों से अलग दी गई छूट.
A distribution, especially of resources or benefits. An arrangement or order for a particular situation.
Synonym of
Dispensation,
Distribution, exemption, administration, liberty, permission.
Antonym of
dispensation,
Denial, veto, keep, ban, detention.
Here is the word family of dispensation. As a noun dispensation, as a verb dispense, as an adjective dispensational.
The school principal granted him a special dispensation to take the exam later. The church granted him a dispensation to marry his cousin. The government provided a dispensation for tax relief for small business owners. The company made a dispensation for employees to work from home during the pandemic. The landlord made a dispensation for the tenant to pay the rent late.
common collocation of
Dispensation,
Dispensation of justice. Definition: refers to the fair and impartial administration of the law, ensuring that legal rights are protected and appropriate judgments or rulings are made. Examples: the judge was responsible for the dispensation of justice in the courtroom, ensuring that all parties received a fair and equitable trial. Dispensation of medication. Definition: describes the distribution or administration of prescribed drugs or treatments to individuals in need, typically carried out by healthcare professionals. Examples: the nurse was in charge of the dispensation of medication to patients in the hospital, carefully following the doctor's instructions. Dispensation of charity. Definition refers to the distribution or allocation of assistance, aid, or support to those in need, often provided by charitable organizations or individuals. Examples: the nonprofit organization focused on the dispensation of charity, providing food, shelter, and other essential services to the homeless. Dispensation of punishment. Definition: describes the administration or imposition of penalties or consequences for wrongdoing, carried out by authorities or governing bodies. Examples: the judge determined the dispensation of punishment for the convicted criminal, taking into account the severity of the offense and relevant legal guidelines. Dispensation of favors. Definition refers to the granting or giving of privileges, benefits, or special treatment to individuals, often based on personal relationships or influence. Examples: the politician faced criticism for the dispensation of favors to political allies, raising concerns about favoritism and corruption.
Next question. To make a formal judgment or decision about something, especially in a legal or official setting.
निर्णय करना, किसी मामले पर आधिकारिक फैसला देना.
We shall now review the options for this question. Which of these words most accurately matches the given definition? Adjudicate, deride, glean, v. Now the correct answer is adjudicate.
Adjudicate as verb.
निर्णय करना, किसी मामले पर आधिकारिक फैसला देना.
To make a formal judgment or decision about something, especially in a legal or official setting.
Synonyms of
Adjudicate,
Judge, decide, determine, arbitrate, adjudge.
antonyms of
adjudicate,
Defer, ignore, not judge, dodge, provide.
Here is the word family of adjudicate, as a noun adjudication, as a verb adjudicate.
The International Court was established to adjudicate disputes between countries, working to prevent armed conflict and promote diplomacy. The HR department was responsible for adjudicating employee complaints and grievances, working to resolve conflicts and maintain a positive work environment. The board of directors was responsible for adjudicating the company's proposed budget, reviewing financial reports and projections to make informed decisions. The school principal had to adjudicate a conflict between two students, hearing their perspectives and working to find a resolution. The referee had to adjudicate a questionable call during the game, consulting with the other officials and reviewing the footage before making a final decision.
Here are some useful collocations of
Adjudicate,
Adjudicate a dispute. Definition: to make an official judgment or decision on a disagreement or conflict between parties. Examples: the court will adjudicate the dispute between the two companies over the patent infringement. Adjudicate a case. Definition: to act as a judge and decide the outcome of a legal matter or lawsuit. Examples: the panel of judges will adjudicate the complex case involving multiple parties. Adjudicate a competition. Definition: to serve as a judge and determine the winners in a contest or competition. Examples: she was honored to be asked to adjudicate the singing competition at the music festival. Adjudicate a claim. Definition: to assess and decide the validity of a claim or request for compensation. Examples: the insurance company will adjudicate the claim for the damages caused by the accident. Adjudicate a contract. Definition: to interpret and decide on the terms and conditions of a contractual agreement. Examples: the legal team will adjudicate the complex contract to ensure its compliance with the law.
Next question. The act or process of corrupting or degrading something, often referring to the debasement or deterioration of an original idea, language, or concept. The altering or debasing of something, resulting in a decline in its quality or purity.
बिगाड़, विकृति, किसी चीज को मूल रूप से खराब करना.
Let us now consider the options for this question. Which of these words best corresponds to the provided definition? Tribulation, bastardization, gauche, charlatan. Now the correct answer is bastardization.
Bastardization as noun.
बिगाड़, विकृति, किसी चीज को मूल रूप से खराब करना.
The act or process of corrupting or degrading something, often referring to the debasement or deterioration of an original idea, language, or concept. The altering or debasing of something, resulting in a decline in its quality or purity.
Synonyms of
Bastardization,
Corruption, debasement, adulteration, deformation, distortion.
Antonyms of
bastardization,
Authenticity, legitimation, legitimacy, purity, genuineness.
Here is the word family of bastardization. As a noun, bastardization. As a verb, bastardize. As an adjective, bastardized.
The chef refused to allow any bastardization of traditional recipes in the restaurant. The film's adaptation was seen as a bastardization of the original novel's intricate plot. The artist protested against the bastardization of his work in the cheap reproductions. Historians lament the bastardization of historical events in the retelling of stories. Critics accuse the new policies of being a bastardization of the company's founding principles.
Here are some useful collocations of
Bastardization,
Cultural bastardization. Definition: the distortion or degradation of cultural elements or traditions. Examples: the commercialization of the festival led to cultural bastardization. Language bastardization. Definition: the alteration or corruption of a language. Examples: the slang usage resulted in the bastardization of the original language. Artistic bastardization. Definition: the degradation or distortion of artistic forms or styles. Examples: the mass production of art led to the bastardization of its value. Music bastardization. Definition: the alteration or cheapening of musical forms. Examples: the use of auto-tune resulted in the bastardization of pure vocal performance. Historical bastardization. Definition: the misrepresentation or distortion of historical events. Examples: the biased retelling resulted in the bastardization of the true historical narrative.
Next question. Cherish or protect something with great care and attention. Pamper or indulge someone excessively, treating them with great care and affection.
लाड़ प्यार करना, बहुत अधिक दुलार देना.
Now, let me present the options for this question. Which of these words matches the definition? Impede, trenchant, cosset, consummate. Now the correct answer is cosset.
Cosset as verb.
लाड़ प्यार करना, बहुत अधिक दुलार देना.
Cherish or protect something with great care and attention. Pamper or indulge someone excessively, treating them with great care and affection.
Synonyms of
Cosset,
Coddle, pamper, mollycoddle, indulge, spoil.
antonyms of
cosset,
Neglect, confute, defy, default, carelessness.
Here is the word family of cosset, as a noun cosseting, as a verb cosset, as a adjective cosseted.
The wealthy couple cosseted their pet poodle, buying it gourmet dog food, expensive toys, and a custom-made bed. The overprotective mother cosseted her son, doing everything for him and never allowing him to take any risks. The boss cosseted his favorite employees, giving them special treatment and opportunities that were not available to others in the company. The farmer cosseted his prize-winning cow, giving it a special diet and grooming it every day to prepare it for competition. The hotel staff cosseted the celebrity guests, catering to their every need and making sure they had a luxurious stay.
Here are some useful collocations of
cosset,
Cosseted child. Definition: a child who is excessively pampered, protected, or indulged. Examples: the cosseted child had everything done for them, never facing any hardships. Cosseted pet. Definition: a pet that is treated with great care, attention, and luxury. Examples: the cosseted cat had its own special bed, gourmet food, and daily grooming. Cosseted environment. Definition: an environment characterized by being excessively sheltered, controlled, or comfortable, where individuals are shielded from discomfort, risks, or challenges. Examples: the cosseted environment of the gated community provided round-the-clock security, pristine landscapes, and exclusive amenities. Cosseted existence. Definition: an existence marked by being shielded from hardships, challenges, or responsibilities. Examples: the cosseted existence of the heir to the throne included a team of personal assistants and round-the-clock security. Cosseted treatment. Definition: excessive or indulgent treatment given to someone, providing them with comforts and conveniences. Examples: the cosseted treatment at the luxury spa included massages, facials, and personalized attention.
Next question. To make something less severe, intense, or harmful. To reduce the impact, severity, or intensity of something.
कम करना, किसी समस्या या नुकसान को घटाना.
Now, let me present the options for this question. Which of these words matches the definition? Inundate, implicate, consecrate, mitigate. Now the correct answer is mitigate.
Mitigate as verb.
कम करना, किसी समस्या या नुकसान को घटाना.
To make something less severe, intense, or harmful. To reduce the impact, severity, or intensity of something.
Synonym of.
Mitigate.
Lessen, alleviate, reduce, soothe, ease.
Antonym of.
Mitigate.
Aggravate, exacerbate, increase, amplify, intensify.
Here is the word family of mitigate, as a noun mitigation, as a verb mitigate, as an adjective mitigative.
The school implemented policies to mitigate bullying and harassment among students. The doctor prescribed medication to mitigate the patient's pain. The company took steps to mitigate the effects of the pandemic on their employees by allowing remote work. She tried to mitigate the damage to her reputation by issuing a public apology. The government implemented measures to mitigate the environmental impact of the construction project.
Common collocation of.
Mitigate.
Mitigate a risk. Definition: to reduce or minimize the potential harm, impact, or probability of a risk occurring. Examples: the company implemented safety measures to mitigate the risk of accidents in the workplace. Mitigate climate change. Definition: to take actions or implement strategies to reduce the effects of climate change. Examples: governments around the world are working together to mitigate climate change through renewable energy initiatives. Mitigate a crisis. Definition: to alleviate or lessen the severity of a crisis or emergency situation. Examples: the government implemented measures to mitigate the economic impact of the pandemic. Mitigate a conflict. Definition: to reduce tension or resolve disputes in order to lessen the intensity or duration of a conflict. Examples: the negotiators worked to find common ground and mitigate the conflict between the two parties. Mitigate damages. Definition: to take actions or measures to minimize or lessen the extent of damages or losses. Examples: the insurance company quickly responded to mitigate the damages caused by the natural disaster.
Next question. A compound containing bromine, typically used as a sedative or anticonvulsant. A trite or unoriginal remark or statement, often used to pacify or placate someone.
घिसी पिटी सलाह, बहुत साधारण और उबाऊ विचार.
Let us now turn our attention to the options. Which of these words best fulfills the criteria of the presented definition? Firebrand, flush, dilettante, bromide. Now the correct answer is bromide.
Bromide as noun.
घिसी पिटी सलाह, बहुत साधारण और उबाऊ विचार.
A compound containing bromine, typically used as a sedative or anticonvulsant. A trite or unoriginal remark or statement, often used to pacify or placate someone.
Synonyms of.
Bromide.
Platitude: commonplace, cliché, banality, truism.
Antonyms of.
Bromide.
Originality, innovation, creativity, unconventionality, novelty, uniqueness, freshness.
Here is the word family of bromide, as a noun bromide, as an adjective bromidic.
The bromide solution was added to the chemical reaction to neutralize the acid. The doctor prescribed a bromide to help the patient sleep. The politician's response to the crisis was a mere bromide, offering empty reassurances without any real solutions. His speech was full of cliches and bromides, lacking any original thought. The writer's use of bromides made the dialogue sound unrealistic and dull.
Here are some useful collocations of
Bromide.
Medical bromide. Definition: a type of medication used to relieve anxiety or promote sleep. Examples: the doctor prescribed a bromide to help the patient relax. Chemical bromide. Definition: a compound containing bromine, often used in industrial processes or as a disinfectant. Examples: the swimming pool water was treated with bromide to maintain cleanliness. Bromide solution. Definition: a liquid preparation containing a dissolved bromide compound. Examples: the photographer used a bromide solution to develop the film negatives. Bromide salts. Definition: various salts derived from bromine, used in different applications such as photography or pharmaceuticals. Examples: potassium bromide is a common bromide salt used in medical treatments. Bromide humor. Definition: humor that is dull, cliched, or lacking originality. Examples: his jokes were met with silence, as they were considered bromide humor.
Next question. A simultaneous occurrence, or a thing that happens at the same time as another thing. A thing that accompanies or is associated with something else as a consequence or natural result.
सहवर्ती तत्व, कोई चीज जो साथ साथ मौजूद हो.
Let us now turn our attention to the options. Which of these words best fulfills the criteria of the presented definition? Surfeit. Concomitant. Exegesis. Now the correct answer is concomitant.
Concomitant as noun.
सहवर्ती तत्व, कोई चीज जो साथ साथ मौजूद हो.
A simultaneous occurrence, or a thing that happens at the same time as another thing. A thing that accompanies or is associated with something else as a consequence or natural result.
Synonyms of
Concomitant.
Accompanying, attendant, concurrent, coincident, contemporaneous.
antonyms of
Concomitant.
Accidental, chance, unrelated, abnormal, adventure.
Here is the word family of concomitant. As a noun concomitance, as a adjective concomitant, as a adverb concomitantly.
Higher prices are a concomitant effect of inflation. Increased stress levels can have concomitant health effects. Economic growth can have concomitant environmental impacts. With success comes concomitant responsibilities. Increased competition in the market is a concomitant result of globalization.
Here are some useful collocations of
Concomitant.
Concomitant effect. Definition: an effect that occurs simultaneously or as a natural result of another event or action. Examples: fatigue is a concomitant effect of sleep deprivation. Concomitant symptom. Definition: a symptom that accompanies or is associated with a particular medical condition or disease. Examples: fever is a concomitant symptom of many infections. Concomitant medication. Definition: medication that is taken alongside another medication to address related or coexisting medical issues. Examples: the doctor prescribed a concomitant medication to manage the side effects of the primary treatment. Concomitant risk. Definition: a risk or potential harm that is closely associated with another factor or action. Examples: smoking is a concomitant risk factor for various diseases, including lung cancer. Concomitant occurrence. Definition: an event or incident that happens at the same time as another event. Examples: the earthquake and the subsequent tsunami were concomitant occurrences.
Next question. Adherence to high ethical standards. Honesty and integrity in one's actions and decisions.
ईमानदारी, उच्च नैतिक चरित्र.
Now, let us proceed to evaluate the options for this question. Which word aligns most closely with the stated definition? Miser. Compound. Probity. Gossamer. Now, the correct answer is probity.
Probity as noun.
ईमानदारी, उच्च नैतिक चरित्र.
Adherence to high ethical standards. Honesty and integrity in one's actions and decisions.
Synonym of
Probity.
Integrity, uprightness, honesty, rectitude, virtue.
Antonym of
Probity.
Deceit, deception, artifice, dishonesty, duplicity.
Here is the word family of probity. As a noun, probity.
The candidate was chosen for their probity and honesty. The company prides itself on its probity in all business dealings. The judge's reputation for probity was well known in the legal community. The politician's probity was called into question after allegations of corruption emerged. The organization requires its members to uphold a strict code of probity and ethics.
collocation of
Probity.
Personal probity. Definition: the quality of having strong moral principles and integrity in personal conduct. Examples: he is known for his personal probity and ethical decision-making. Professional probity. Definition: the adherence to ethical standards and principles in one's professional activities. Examples: the company upholds a culture of professional probity, ensuring transparency and accountability. Financial probity. Definition: the honesty and integrity in financial matters, including financial reporting and transactions. Examples: the organization's financial probity is reflected in its accurate and reliable financial statements. Judicial probity. Definition: the integrity and impartiality displayed by judges in dispensing justice. Examples: the judge's reputation for judicial probity earned respect from the legal community. Moral probity. Definition: the adherence to moral values and principles in one's actions and choices. Examples: the character in the novel was admired for their moral probity and uprightness.
Next question. A feeling or state of intense happiness, excitement, or delight, often characterized by a sense of well-being and extreme positivity. An overwhelming sense of elation or joy, often experienced intensely and temporarily.
अत्यंत प्रसन्नता, बहुत खुशी या उत्साह की अवस्था.
Now, let us proceed to evaluate the options for this question. Which word aligns most closely with the stated definition? Aberration, platitude, acrimony, euphoria. Now, the correct answer is euphoria.
Euphoria as noun.
अत्यंत प्रसन्नता, बहुत खुशी या उत्साह की अवस्था.
A feeling or state of intense happiness, excitement, or delight, often characterized by a sense of well-being and extreme positivity. An overwhelming sense of elation or joy, often experienced intensely and temporarily.
Synonym of
Euphoria,
Ecstasy, elation, rapture, joy, elation.
Antonym of
euphoria,
Misery, depression, despair, sadness, gloom.
Here is the word family of euphoria. As a noun euphoria, as a adjective euphoric, as a adverb euphorically.
She experienced a moment of euphoria when she received the job offer. The discovery of the treasure brought euphoria to the archaeologists. The announcement of the award filled her with euphoria and pride. The team's victory brought a wave of euphoria among the fans. After weeks of hard work, the completion of the project was met with euphoria.
common collocation of
Euphoria,
Blissful euphoria. Definition: a state of extreme joy and happiness. Examples: after winning the championship, she felt blissful euphoria. Transient euphoria. Definition: a temporary feeling of intense happiness. Examples: the news brought a transient euphoria that faded quickly. Elevated euphoria. Definition: a heightened state of happiness. Examples: the success of the project brought elevated euphoria to the team. Intoxicating euphoria. Definition: a feeling of overwhelming joy. Examples: the concert's energy created an intoxicating euphoria among the crowd. Sheer euphoria. Definition: an intense and pure feeling of happiness. Examples: the birth of their child brought them sheer euphoria.
Next question. To fit together or interlock in a precise or complementary way. To harmonize or complement one another in a way that creates a cohesive whole.
जोड़ना, बिल्कुल सटीक तरीके से मिलाना.
Let us now turn our attention to the options. Which of these words best fulfills the criteria of the presented definition? Expurgate, dovetail, thwart, quail. Now the correct answer is dovetail.
Dovetail as verb.
जोड़ना, बिल्कुल सटीक तरीके से मिलाना.
To fit together or interlock in a precise or complementary way. To harmonize or complement one another in a way that creates a cohesive whole.
synonym of
Dovetail,
Dovetailed, fit, accord, correspond, coincide.
Antonym of
dovetail,
Disconnect, disunite, unlink, separate, clash.
Here is the word family of dovetail. As a noun dovetailing. As a verb dovetail.
The architect designed the building to dovetail with the surrounding landscape, creating a seamless transition between the two. The two teams will need to dovetail their efforts in order to complete the project on time. Her skills in marketing and his expertise in finance dovetailed perfectly, making them a great team. The different storylines in the film dovetailed together in a satisfying and unexpected way. The company's new product line dovetails nicely with its existing offerings, filling a gap in the market.
Common collocation of
Dovetail.
Dovetail joint. Definition: a type of woodworking joint that connects two pieces of wood at a right angle, creating a tight and secure fit. Examples: the carpenter used a dovetail joint to construct the sturdy wooden cabinet. Dovetail seamlessly. Definition: to fit together harmoniously or complementarily. Examples: the two teams work together, dovetailing their efforts to complete the project on time. Dovetail with. Definition: to integrate or align smoothly with something else. Examples: the new marketing strategy dovetailed perfectly with the company's brand image. Dovetail interests. Definition: to bring together or align the interests or objectives of different parties. Examples: the negotiation aimed to dovetail the interests of both companies to reach a mutually beneficial agreement. Dovetail skills. Definition: to combine or merge different skills or abilities effectively. Examples: his technical expertise and leadership skills dovetailed to make him a valuable asset to the team.
Next question. Cancel or reverse a previous order or command. Nullify or make void a previous directive or decision.
आदेश वापस लेना, पहले दिए गए आदेश को रद्द करना.
Now, let us proceed to evaluate the options for this question. Which word aligns most closely with the stated definition? Impute. Prescribe. Gerrymander. Countermand. Now the correct answer is countermand.
Countermand as verb.
आदेश वापस लेना, पहले दिए गए आदेश को रद्द करना.
Cancel or reverse a previous order or command. Nullify or make void a previous directive or decision.
Synonyms of
Countermand.
Rescind, annul, repeal, reverse, revoke.
Antonyms of
Countermand.
Approve, command, sanction, allow, mandate.
Here is the word family of countermand, as a noun countermand, as a verb countermand.
The judge countermanded the previous ruling and granted a new trial based on new evidence. The general countermanded the order to attack and ordered the troops to retreat. The airline had to countermand the flight due to bad weather conditions. The governor issued an executive order to countermand the decision of the city council. The president of the company countermanded the decision of the lower-level manager and changed the product launch date.
Here are some useful collocations of
Countermand.
Countermand an order. Definition: to revoke, cancel, or reverse a previously issued order or command. Examples: the general countermanded the order for the troops to advance. Countermand a decision. Definition: to overturn or rescind a decision that has been made. Examples: the board of directors countermanded their previous decision and approved a different course of action. Countermand an instruction. Definition: to nullify or withdraw an instruction or directive that has been given. Examples: the manager countermanded the instruction for employees to work overtime. Countermand a payment. Definition: to revoke or stop a payment that has been authorized or initiated. Examples: the customer countermanded the payment due to a dispute with the vendor. Countermand an election result. Definition: to invalidate or nullify the outcome of an election through legal or procedural means. Examples: the court countermanded the election result due to evidence of electoral fraud.
Next question. To follow a winding or twisting course. To move in a leisurely, aimless, or unpredictable way.
भटकना, बिना दिशा के घूमना.
At this point, let us analyze the options provided. Which of these words fits the given definition most appropriately? Meander, assuage, beg, stymie. Now the correct answer is meander.
Meander as verb.
भटकना, बिना दिशा के घूमना.
To follow a winding or twisting course. To move in a leisurely, aimless, or unpredictable way.
Synonym of.
Meander,
Wander, ramble, twist, wind, turn.
Antonym of.
meander,
Go direct, appoint, determine, adjust, agree.
Here is the word family of meander, as a noun meander, as a verb meander, as an adjective meandering.
The river meanders through the valley, creating beautiful curves and bends. She meandered through the park, enjoying the scenery and the fresh air. The path meanders through the woods, providing a peaceful and scenic walk. His speech was long and meandering, making it hard for anyone to follow his point. The conversation meandered from topic to topic, never staying on one subject for very long.
Common collocation of.
Meander,
Meander of a river. Definition: a winding or curving path that a river takes as it flows through the landscape. Examples: the meander of the river created a scenic view with twists and turns. Meander of a conversation. Definition: a digression or deviation from the main topic during a conversation. Examples: the discussion took a meander as they started talking about unrelated stories and experiences. Meander of a hiking trail. Definition: a winding or circuitous route followed by a hiking trail. Examples: the meander of the hiking trail led us through diverse landscapes and breathtaking views. Meander of a thought. Definition: a wandering or rambling pattern of thinking, going off on tangents. Examples: her mind would often meander, jumping from one thought to another without a clear focus. Meander through history. Definition: to explore or trace the historical events or developments of a particular era. Examples: the documentary takes viewers on a meander through history, uncovering forgotten stories.
Next question. Abstinence from alcohol or other substances that have the potential to be addictive or harmful. Moderation or self-restraint in behavior, especially in regards to alcohol or other vices.
संयम, इच्छाओं पर नियंत्रण.
Let us now consider the options for this question. Which of these words best corresponds to the provided definition? Temperance, curmudgeon, serendipity, dispensation. Now the correct answer is temperance.
Temperance as noun.
संयम, इच्छाओं पर नियंत्रण.
Abstinence from alcohol or other substances that have the potential to be addictive or harmful. Moderation or self-restraint in behavior, especially in regards to alcohol or other vices.
Synonym of
Temperance.
Moderation, sobriety, abstinence, restraint, control.
Antonym of
Temperance.
Intemperance, drunkenness, excess, extravagance, hedonism.
Here is the word family of temperance. As a noun temperance, as an adjective temperate, as an adverb temperately.
The doctor advised her patient to practice temperance in his diet and exercise routine. The community center hosted a workshop on the importance of temperance in maintaining a healthy lifestyle. The politician spoke about the need for temperance in government spending, arguing for fiscal responsibility and restraint. The temperance movement of the late 19th century aimed to curb the consumption of alcohol in American society. The religious order vows to live a life of temperance, abstaining from all worldly pleasures.
collocation of
Temperance.
Temperance movement. Definition: a social movement advocating for moderation or abstinence from alcohol, often focusing on reducing or eliminating alcohol consumption. Examples: the temperance movement of the 19th century aimed to address the negative effects of alcohol on society. Temperance pledge. Definition: a voluntary commitment or promise to abstain from alcohol or to practice moderation in its consumption. Temperance advocate. Definition: an individual who actively promotes or supports the principles and goals of the temperance movement. Examples: she became a passionate temperance advocate after witnessing the destructive effects of alcohol in her community. Temperance society. Definition: an organized group or association dedicated to promoting temperance principles and practices. Examples: the local temperance society organized educational events and campaigns to raise awareness about the dangers of excessive alcohol consumption. Temperance reformer. Definition: a person who advocates for and works towards reforming alcohol-related policies and practices in society.
Next question. A concise statement that expresses a general truth or principle. A short, pithy statement expressing a general truth or principle.
सूक्ति, छोटा और सीख देने वाला वाक्य.
At this point, let us analyze the options provided. Which of these words fits the given definition most appropriately? Aphorism, credulity, malfeasance, mendacity. Now the correct answer is aphorism.
Aphorism as noun.
सूक्ति, छोटा और सीख देने वाला वाक्य.
A concise statement that expresses a general truth or principle. A short, pithy statement expressing a general truth or principle.
Synonyms of
Aphorism.
Proverb, apothegm, maxim, adage, motto.
Antonyms of
Aphorism.
Nonsense, ambiguity, absurdness, absurdity, ambiguousness.
Here is the word family of aphorism. As a noun aphorism, as an adjective aphoristic, as an adverb aphoristically.
He was known for his talent at crafting aphorisms that captured the essence of a situation in a few words. The Book of Aphorisms contains wise and witty sayings from various famous authors. The teacher encouraged her students to come up with their own aphorisms and share them with the class. The speech was filled with aphorisms and memorable quotes that left a lasting impression on the audience. He loved to write aphorisms and would often jot down his thoughts in a small notebook.
Here are some useful collocations of
Aphorism.
Proverbial aphorism. Definition: a concise and memorable statement that expresses a general truth or piece of wisdom. Examples: a stitch in time saves 9 is an aphorism about the importance of timely action. Philosophical aphorism. Definition: a short philosophical statement that offers insights or reflections on life, existence, or human nature. Examples: know thyself is an aphorism attributed to the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates. Literary aphorism. Definition: a pithy or concise statement that encapsulates a literary theme or idea. Examples: all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others, is an aphorism from George Orwell's Animal Farm. Aphorism in psychology. Definition: a short statement that conveys a psychological insight or understanding. Examples: the only way out is through is an aphorism often used in psychotherapy to convey the need to confront and work through challenges. Aphorism in politics. Definition: a brief statement that encapsulates a political ideology or principle. Examples: power tends to corrupt, and absolute power corrupts absolutely, is an aphorism attributed to Lord Acton.
Next question. A keen sense of what to do or say in order to maintain good relations with others. The ability to deal with difficult or delicate situations in a way that does not offend or upset others.
कुशल व्यवहार, समझदारी से पेश आना.
Let us now turn our attention to the options. Which of these words best fulfills the criteria of the presented definition? Canard. Hobble. Tact. Euphoria. Now the correct answer is tact.
Tact as noun.
कुशल व्यवहार, समझदारी से पेश आना.
A keen sense of what to do or say in order to maintain good relations with others. The ability to deal with difficult or delicate situations in a way that does not offend or upset others.
Synonym of
Tact.
Discretion, finesse, discrimination, refinement, tactfulness.
Antonym of
Tact.
Tactlessness, frankness, impoliteness, incivility, inconsiderateness.
Here is the word family of tact, as a noun tact, as an adjective tactful, as an adverb tactfully.
The diplomat used tact to negotiate a peace agreement. She demonstrated great tact by avoiding a potentially sensitive topic. The politician used tact to persuade voters to support their campaign. The customer service representative showed tact by patiently addressing the customer's complaints. The manager handled the situation with tact and avoided any conflict.
collocation of
Tact.
Diplomatic tact. Definition: the ability to handle sensitive or difficult situations with discretion and sensitivity. Examples: the diplomat demonstrated diplomatic tact in resolving the conflict between the two countries. Delicate tact. Definition: a careful and sensitive approach to dealing with fragile or complex matters. Examples: the therapist handled the delicate situation with tact and compassion. considerate tact. Definition: thoughtful and attentive behavior in understanding and responding to others' feelings and needs. Examples: she showed considerate tact by giving her colleague time to process the feedback. Gentle tact. Definition: a kind and mild manner of communicating or addressing sensitive issues. Examples: the doctor used gentle tact when discussing the patient's diagnosis. Skillful tact. Definition: the adept and proficient use of diplomacy and sensitivity in various situations. Examples: her skillful tact in negotiations helped reach a successful business agreement.
Next question. To treat a material, such as fabric or paper, with a substance that will fix or set dyes or pigments on it.
रंग स्थिर करना, रंग को टिकाऊ बनाना.
Now, let me present the options for this question. Which of these words matches the definition? Preempt, mordant, hamper, irk. Now the correct answer is mordant.
Mordant as verb.
रंग स्थिर करना, रंग को टिकाऊ बनाना.
To treat a material, such as fabric or paper, with a substance that will fix or set dyes or pigments on it.
Synonym of
Mordant,
Caustic, biting, acid, sarcastic, acrimonious.
Antonym of
mordant,
Affable, bland, constructive, genial, gentle.
Here is the word family of mordant. As a noun mordancy, as a adjective mordant, as a adverb mordantly.
The dye was mordanted to make it more permanent. The fabric was mordanted before dyeing. The metal plate was mordanted before etching. The paper was mordanted before printing. The artist mordanted the fabric to prepare it for dyeing.
common collocation of
mordant,
Mordant wit. Definition: sharp, biting, or sarcastic humor that is often used to criticize or mock. Examples: the comedian's mordant wit left the audience laughing while reflecting on the underlying social commentary. Mordant remark. Definition: a cutting or caustic comment that is intended to hurt or offend. Examples: she couldn't help but respond with a mordant remark after being insulted by her colleague. Mordant critique. Definition: a harsh or scathing analysis or evaluation of something, often highlighting its flaws or shortcomings. Examples: the film critic's mordant critique exposed the film's weak plot and lackluster performances. Mordant humor. Definition: dark or macabre humor that often explores topics that are typically considered taboo or uncomfortable. Examples: the novelist's mordant humor added an unexpected layer of irony and depth to the story. Mordant tone. Definition: a bitter or cynical tone of voice or writing that conveys a sense of sharp criticism or disillusionment. Examples: the author's mordant tone throughout the book highlighted the protagonist's jaded outlook on life.
Next question. To calm or assuage someone's anger or anxiety by offering reassurance, concessions, or other forms of compensation. To soothe or pacify someone who is upset or angry in order to reduce or eliminate their anger or hostility.
शांत करना, किसी का गुस्सा या नाराजगी कम करना.
Now, let us proceed to evaluate the options for this question. Which word aligns most closely with the stated definition? Placate, vilify, mitigate, dovetail. Now the correct answer is placate.
Placate as verb.
शांत करना, किसी का गुस्सा या नाराजगी कम करना.
To calm or assuage someone's anger or anxiety by offering reassurance, concessions, or other forms of compensation. To soothe or pacify someone who is upset or angry in order to reduce or eliminate their anger or hostility.
Synonym of
Placate.
Pacify, appease, mollify, propitiate, allay.
Antonym of
Placate.
Annoy, agitate, bother, discomfort, enrage.
Here is the word family of placate, as a noun placation, as a verb placate, as an adjective placatory.
The manager tried to placate the angry customer with a refund. The mother tried to placate her crying baby with a toy. The diplomat attempted to placate the tension between the two nations with a peace agreement. The coach tried to placate his players after a tough loss. The employee tried to placate his boss with an apology.
common collocation of
Placate.
Placate someone's anger. Definition: to calm or appease someone who is angry or upset. Examples: the manager offered a sincere apology to placate the angry customer and resolve the issue. Placate someone's fears. Definition: to reassure or soothe someone who is afraid or anxious. Examples: the parent held the child's hand tightly to placate their fears during the thunderstorm. Placate a protest. Definition: to take actions or make concessions to satisfy the demands of protesters. Examples: the government announced measures to placate the protesters and address their concerns. Placate an opponent. Definition: to adopt a conciliatory or accommodating approach to ease tensions or conflicts with an opponent. Examples: the diplomat made diplomatic gestures to placate the opposing nation and promote peaceful relations. Placate an upset colleague. Definition: to listen empathetically and address the concerns of a colleague who is upset or frustrated. Examples: the manager scheduled a meeting to placate the upset colleague and discuss ways to improve the work environment.
You can find playlists for various languages in the video description. To practice the vocabulary, you are encouraged to explore our various apps. Links to these are also included in the description. If you found something new or interesting, feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section and provide your valuable feedback. And please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel for more educational content.